Justin Longmuir would be extraordinarily frustrated with his Dockers. They are Jekyll and Hyde of the competition. They were Hyde on the weekend and they were hammered really by the Bulldogs. And this is what he had to say to the Fremantle coach after the game.
I can't really explain it at the moment. Going into the bye with a big win and everyone pumping tyres up. Said to the players after the game, it just looked like a team who was desperate to keep the season alive and a team who was comfortable playing each other. But there was no warning signs for me during the week.
So there's a lot in this. This is the desperation that he's speaking about. This is the comfortability that he's speaking about in his players, where you've got two experienced players. One's the captain, two of their better players just getting out-muscled and outplayed and out-hunted from Bontempelli. And these are some of the efforts that he would be speaking about. Like, how is that not wrapped up in the tackle? How are they not finishing these plays off? Once again, they allowed Bontempelli to run around and do as he pleased. Unbelievably, you've let him go. And just this simple stuff. Lord, Tracy's been an accurate kick for goal this year. How deflating is this, where he kicks a divot into the ground? So this is a team that is not switched on. You can see the frustration. Banfield short to 50-50, turnover zone, bang, you are gone. No wonder they had 150 points kicked against them. There's Luke Ryan. No one wants that footy. Treloar's just going to make you pay here. So you've got no hope of winning a game of footy like that. So that takes you into the minds of the Fremantle players that, you speak about trust. We were starting to trust them, and now you can't.
And I look at this and I'm with you now on Darcy and saying, Jackson, this is your team, and look at the three underneath him. That is as good as any four behind Sydney. I think I'd put that up against anything except Sydney. What Sydney's got. Are they ruthless enough? I've seen Sarong be ruthless. I know what Brayshaw's like. He's a ruthless kid. Jackson I don't know enough about, but Young either. But I think they are as good as anything. This is their team, and it's now up to them to decide what this year stands for.
So Fyfe's the obvious question, the elephant in the room. But do you think it's time for him to hang the boots up?
At the end of the year, I'd say, yeah. I find it hard to see him get another contract after this one. And then it's just whether he needs to do enough from week to week to get picked. I'd agree with that.
Is he in the best 22 still?
It depends what week. Yeah, Hutchie, I'd have to see who the 23rd player is, but he's under pressure.
Hutchie, the coach, was pretty quick to shoot down the media criticism of the Ruck combination after one good win. Here's what he had to say after the Melbourne win.
No, because I don't really care what everyone else thinks. And, people want to be sensationalists and be the first to say it's not working and this and that. Like, the fact is, last year when they both played and had continuity, it worked.
Yeah, not sure if someone asked him the question after the weekend, but I'm calling him one and done Darcy. He's got one effort in him. Here he is speaking about his fitness and wanting to get fitter and improving his diet, and usually like to have a beer. This year he decided to get rid of it. But just looking at him, 69% game time, 6 rotations, one and done Darcy. That's the one effort, and then he can't move. That's what he's providing at the moment. This is a player who has just signed a 7-year contract extension.
Big chunk of your salary cap on
69% game time.
Is it fitness or the long-term deal that's made him a little bit complacent?
Look at it. It was, all of that, Hutchie. I think that's the risk when you sign a player for that, because he gets paid regardless. Look at English charge forward off him from a centre bounce and just get forward there. This plays out a little bit. We speed it up. But look who marks the ball in the goal square. Tim English. And look how far Darcy is off him. So if Justin wants to keep justifying that, he can. But my message would be he needs a Dangerfield mini pre-season mid-year to get himself fitter so that he actually can compete, because he was a liability. Minus 40 in scores from stoppage when you played 2 ruckmen who combined are having 1.8 million chew up your salary cap.
It was the Western Bulldogs' best performance of the season, and here's Luke Beveridge talking about what made them so good.
We just used the ball a lot better today. We really did. We used each other, but our distribution inside our front half was a lot better, and we were able to really capitalise on a swag of forward 50 entries.
So they got their best. They got Liberatore back. They got Ed Richards back. They got Cody Waitman back.
You said he will play his best team as the year goes on, and the performance will improve. Do you trust him now?
They're a dangerous side, and if this is a good side. The only thing is now Darcy comes back into the team. I think Lob's probably got to go out. Just keep playing the structure of the best side. With Waitman's another marking player, so someone's got to go out. I think it's Rory Lobb. So if he picks his right team, they are a finalist. Amazing. No one will be questioning the list this week. 150 points against Fremantle. It's amazing, man. You think that proves your point? Wow, they've got a great list. They've got a top 4 list. And it does happen every year, though. Yeah. They play around with team selection for the first half of the year, then you get the team settled and right and charge home. Close checking time with Kane Corns.
Thanks, Hutchie. I was so impressed with Lachie Neale. Clearly not his biggest night and biggest numbers, but he had one of the hardest tags that any player has had this year. And let's have a look at the fight from Lachie Neale. He refused to give up. He's doing stuff at stoppages. He's on the move. He's going to make 2-on-1s. He's confusing Windhager. He's forcing him to hold on. And then late in the game, he is just absolutely running himself into the ground. When the game's on the line, when the Saints were coming hard, look at Lachie Neale burn off Brad Hill and keep going and finding a way to influence and have an impact in this game. That would have been one of the great goals of the year if it wasn't touched on the line. So if you get tagged, watch that tape from Lachie Neale and learn a thing or two from an absolute champion. Now, Vandermeer is not a player who's in a position to whinge and complain when his teammate misses him. Now, that's a mark he probably should have taken. Gets up, shocking body language there. He's saying, get it in quicker. And then he does that and drops a chest mark and gives a free kick away. So just worry about the footy and mark it and stop whinging to your teammates about not finding you in the goal square. This is why Matty Nicks won't be sleeping that well this week. That's the Brownlow medal favourite. That's the best player in the game, and you are allowing him to waltz inside forward 50 and take an uncontested mark at a critical stage in the game. Disastrous defending. Speaking of which, Port Adelaide, 2 stoppage goals in this quarter. That one from Farrell. This is the attacking halfback Hall of Fame. Switches off. Doesn't want to defend, wants to get handball receives and kick it 60 metres, but doesn't want to defend. And then Butters off Bedford. Really smart from Bedford. What a goal that was. But Butters did not want to go anywhere near him, and he didn't want to defend, and they cough up 2 stoppage goals at critical stages in the game. Nat Fyfe had 7 kicks. I'm going to show all of them. I'm going to show all these kicks. Hutchie, you asked whether he's in the best team. He's not. The game's gone past Nat Fyfe. Fremantle need to move past Nat Fyfe, because once again, these are possessions that he's getting that don't do any damage. He can't even kick a drop punt to the point now where he's launching torps under no pressure out of the centre bounce. He's kicking sideways, he's kicking backwards, he's not inflicting any damage. That one pays off, but once again, it's a mongrel punt forward with no damage. So I just think it's gone past Nat Fyfe, and Fremantle need to start having a think about their best midfield mix.
Strong stuff on close checking. Very strong stuff.